So, okay, I remember it was March, and we had just like got out of school. We're over here thinking, me and my friends, we thought, oh, 2 weeks, we'll be back. We got a little break. We're happy, everything's gonna be okay. Mind you, I run track, and so training was everything, practice was everything. So when I was not at school, I was at practice. So I just remember coming home from coming home that one day after like they told us we were all gonna be on quarantine. I just remember thinking, dang, I'm gonna have all this free time, because I knew my previous coach didn't believe in Corona and stuff like that. So like I knew that was gonna be a struggle going to practice, knowing like my family's health was very important. So I was like, dang, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I tried the working out every day. It would last for 2 days. Then I started just living day by day. And what I mean by day, I would just wake up just to wake up, because everybody wakes up. And I would just remember my dad, like during the summer, all the summers when I was young, he would never let me and my little sister sleep in past 8 a.m. in the summer. And so he was just letting me sleep in. I was going to sleep at 7 a.m., waking up at 5 p.m. And I was just looking at him like, are you gonna help me? Like, what are you doing? Like, he was like, no, you're gonna figure it out yourself. I'm like, Dad, like, he would take my phone, take my computer, put screen time on, all of that. No, he just sat there and let me do what I was doing. And I'm like, Dad, like any other time you would be on my behind, because like you would want me to get something done. But no, he's just sitting there letting time pass. Mind you, we're 6 weeks into quarantine. And I'm like, Dad, you need to help me. He's like, no. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? He's like, no, you're gonna figure it out. If I help you, it's not gonna be the same effect. So I'm sitting there in my room one day, and I just start crying. Like I'm like, this isn't who you are. I've come to a realization. I looked in the mirror. I went to my bathroom. I looked in the mirror. I said, this is not who you are. You haven't worked your butt off all the way since now, just to give it all away. You're not gonna sit here and live day by day. That's not who you are. That's not what you want to be when you're older. That's just not you. So I was like, I started recording a speech, and I still have the speech. I was sitting there crying, and I just remember feeling like it just snapped, like for me, like it was immediate snap, like, okay, you're gonna get your life back together. No, I didn't work out like I normally did. It changed for me. I started writing. I started with 15 pages. I went downstairs, and I would read my dad the 15 pages, read my mom the 15 pages. She's like, all right, come back when you have more. And at first I was playing around with it. Like I remember at first I had a whole bunch of speeches, and I wrote chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4 in notes. But then my dad was like, you're playing, you're not really serious. So I was like, okay, I need to show him I'm serious, because I really did want to write a book, because I knew that it would give me structure in my life that I needed. So I started in docs with 15 pages, and I was just writing. And then I remember just like my friends would call me. I was like, I'm writing right now. They would know, all right, don't call her, leave her alone. And so I would just write, and I had a process. I would print out the pages, and then I would go in there and highlight them and write them down, write stuff down, write new notes. And then first chapter, like I said, it took me 4 months to just even complete the first chapter. But by that time, I had like 5 chapters done, maybe 3 pages in each. But then I continued writing, and as school came, like as we entered school, my senior year, I still was writing, but it felt different, because it was like, now it's like I have to do this. It's not that I want to do it, I have to do it. And on top of that, I had schoolwork, and I was writing for school, and so it was like, dang, okay. So then I pushed the book away a little bit, and I was like, I fell into a deep depression. When I say a deep depression, I fell into a deep depression. And like there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on in my life, and I just remember trying to balance it all. The only thing I found peace in doing, I didn't have track anymore. Like track was my peace. I had writing. So I would write songs and poems, and then the poems kind of led me to write. Okay, I need to go write. Let me go write my book again. And so then I just started writing the book again, and it's just like I don't know how to explain the feeling, because unless you find a passion, you'll understand if you find a passion, or you have a passion in something. I'll be in my room. I remember this. I'll be in my room. Dang, did you just write that? Oh my gosh, you just wrote that. Oh my gosh, you're an author. And I would scream. The whole house would be like, what is she doing? Is there something wrong? My mom would go, is there something wrong? No. I was sitting there like, dang. And I'll read the book now, and I'll be like, wow, I wrote this. Like it didn't come, it's a guide. And it was even a guide to me. Like I was learning when I was writing, because half the stuff that I wrote, like now, I didn't even know when I started the book. And so it was a whole learning process for me, and it really like taught me how to be successful, and it's going to teach anybody who reads it how to be successful in their own way. And I just remember just being so proud of myself because, like, I have ADHD, so I'll always be able to start something, but to finish something, it was very hard to finish. And so just finish anything at that. And so just like the look on my face, wow, you're done. You did that. And I did. It wasn't that everybody's going to think like, and I don't care, but a lot of people think my dad forced me to write that book. He didn't even help me at the beginning of the book. Like, he didn't help me. And so when people say like, oh, your parents give you everything, this is like, you can really, if you sit there and you read the book and you know me, then you'll know everything in that book is something I would say. Like, I am a copy of my dad, basically. Like, we're just alike. But it's just like, having the book come to light is just crazy to me, because I didn't really, if you asked me a couple months ago, like when quarantine started, are you gonna write a book? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. No. And so to finish the book is just crazy. It was like, wow. It was a beautiful feeling. That's all I just got to say. It's a wonderful feeling.